Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday. And you know what Tuesday means? Tuesday is going to be Tuesday. This Tuesday is the first day that I am ready to make an impact. Now, I wanted to come here and I wanted to share a couple things with you. And I hope that I can relate to several special needs families and even just any family, because we are just a beautiful, chaotic family. And so over the last few years, I've really been taking a look at myself, because there's been a time in these last 7 years that I've really kind of lost myself. I became secluded, isolated, lost self-esteem, and a lot of things played into that. And so when I talk about 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago, on August 25th, my family was completely blessed with having a beautiful baby girl. And she was very early. She was at 27 weeks, and she weighed 2 pounds. But she was such a gift of a lifetime, something that I was not prepared for. And so, to be honest, yes, every birth of a child is one of the biggest blessings we could ever have. But with my gift, I was very scared. I never thought that I could be the mom that Ari was going to need or want. I just never thought I could be that person, because it took a special person. It didn't take me. It took a special person. And I didn't think I hit those markers. So when Ari was born, she obviously was in NICU, and she spent a lot of time there. And it was off and on for quite a while of, was she going to make it? What was she going to be if she did? And we asked ourselves daily of, how could something so small of 2 pounds have such feisty fights and be able to overcome the obstacles that were put in her way? And based on that, gave me even more doubt of, I really wasn't the mom that she needed. I didn't have the tools. I didn't know what to do but to love her. And to find out that, yes, love is enough, but you can always add to that love. You can fill your bag of tools as you go along. And nobody is prepared. I wasn't even prepared for my first kid. Didn't matter how much information I got. But after Ari was born, I lost myself. I went through a tremendous postpartum and came with long, bouts of depression and anxiety and no sleep, and the nights and days of crying, and the why me? And we get into this mind frame of just this self-doubt. And we all go through this in any trial or new challenge in our life. And it's for us to make sense of it. And so we finally got to bring Ari home. And she was so medically fragile. And she was so little that every ounce of me focused on protecting her and being able to help her survive, while I was sitting there in survival mode. I needed to learn how to shove tubes down her throat because of the fact that she would stop breathing. She came home with a hole in her heart. What in the world do you do with a kid that has a hole in their heart? I had no idea. We also had to deal with the fact that it was failure to thrive. We needed to get her to eat. How were we going to get her to eat? And so, because we were worried about the weight. And then we had the issues of the small and soft palate, or the soft and hard palate did not grow. And so we just didn't know what to do. So basically, we spent the first year of our lives stuck in our home, and we never went out. Her immune system was horrible, continues to be something we battle every day. We didn't want to get her sick. We had a plan when we went to the doctor. That's the only time we went out. We had a plan to call them when we walked into the office, and they immediately escorted us into our own room. So we didn't have to be around other children that, were sick, because Ari couldn't handle it. And so this created a perfect storm for me to lose myself. And like I said before, you go into survival mode, and that survival mode is scary. It's numb. It hurts. It's just a painful time in your life. Now I want to jump back into talking about my gift, Ari. And I want you to know that she has encouraged me to learn in ways that I never thought I could learn. She's actually turned me into a researching machine. And when I say researching machine, that's what I do all the time. And that was never me. I just kind of went with the flow, and what somebody said, I'd say, wow, they must have, learned something that I should know. And so what happened is I and some of the moms with, kids that have some different medical issues, I'm sure you've turned into a researching machine. And bless your heart, it's because of you we have the information that we have. And when I'm talking about researching and learning everything I needed to learn about Ari to help her get to her true self, I don't mean just learning her personality and learning who she is, because she's great. She's awesome. But it doesn't stop there. I'm talking about learning about the body and the nutrients that she's missing, and how overexpressed genes work, and trying to find out why her growth hormones are only producing at a 5 instead of a 10, and what does that mean for her? Do you give her growth hormone shots because of the outside look, that you want her to be just a regular size as everybody else? Because that's what I thought. Not, only to learn that if she doesn't get those growth hormone shots, her organs don't grow like they are supposed to, which could end in an early death. And for a mom, that's like oh my goodness, that's not going to happen on my watch. And, then you get things thrown out at you like glutathione. What the heck is glutathione? Never knew, never cared, never wanted to know. But you know what? I know now. And because I did that research, and because Ari pushed me to learn, I learned that she doesn't produce enough. Well, you know what that means? That every single day, each one of us produce glutathione, and it helps us get rid of the toxins. Well, Ari doesn't produce enough glutathione based on her DNA makeup. And so you know what that means? A regular dose of child Tylenol, a regular dose, can cause poisoning in her system, because she doesn't have enough to release that. And so these are just some of the things that I have learned, and how does the brain work, and what isn't producing enough, and what supplements can you add in to give her that full being she is supposed to be. So we're talking deep research here. And so she has set me on this journey of meeting different moms that have become research machines and learning different things. And you know what happens to a child and their gene makeup, and how the body's chemicals and stuff react, that, Ari might not be autistic or have ADHD, but you know what? Some of these things that these moms have researched can be put over to my daughter. And so I'm able to take that information. And so this is huge journey for me to help her become her amazing self. And so she empowers me and gives me drive to overcome things. And it's been hard for me to learn what is the best way to advocate for her. I've been advocating most of my career when I chose to do social work. But I advocated for domestic violence and for for sexual assault victims, and I learned, and so I always knew how to be an advocate. But when it comes to your own child, it's different. It's personal, and so what I wanted to do is I in the process of trying to find myself, I wanted to know, God, what do you want me to do with these things? And yes, of course, you want me to help with my child, but I just feel that there's so much more. And it hit me this week. It started out, I was listening to a sermon, and the main words that stick in my head is, God will put it in front of you. God will lay it at your feet, what you are to do. And so he just puts it right there. And it's for us to see it. It's for us to pick it up and go with it. And then I was watching this lady, and she works within the spiritual world and does the cards and stuff. And I landed on it on Facebook, and I thought, well, okay, this is really interesting. And out of nowhere, she calls my name. Calls my name. Okay, yes, she probably saw it on the screen, but she has no idea who I am. And so anyway, and not to say that I haven't worked with someone on a spiritual it's not to say that I haven't worked with a medium before, because I have. And it's incredible. It is absolutely amazing, the signs of the spirits and the things. And my first time was Jeremy walked into the room. And if any of you guys know that, I lost my brother, Jeremy. And he walked into the room. And, this woman said things that only I would know, because most of this stuff happened in Oklahoma, and she lives here in North Dakota and knows nothing about my life. So anyway, this medium calls me out, and the cards flip over, and of course all the cards are, get uncomfortable, get ready for the ride of your life, and start sharing those gifts with others, because those gifts can change a child's life, a family's life, in so many ways. Share those gifts that you have. So here I am. And then, after the shock of that, a friend of mine had posted a letter from a special needs mom. And that's where I got, our lives are beautifully chaos. And to think about it, my life is one big, beautiful, chaotic life. And it's never boring. I never get a chance to say I'm bored. If anything, I get to say, oh my gosh, how many times can I bang my head against the wall? But it's not boredom. And so that brings me here. Ari is about to turn 7 in a month. And we've done lots of work and have continued work with her. Well, 2 years ago, something came in my news feed about CBD and the hemp oil. And I know every single one of you has heard about it. There's been things on the internet, and it's going crazy. And, most of the things that you hear about it changing lives is completely true. But I'm not one to get on the train of something new just because it's something new and somebody tells me what to do, that I should do this. So 2 years ago, I started researching it, and I should have known, because 20 plus years ago, the one thing, and for those of you who know my brother Jeremy, what an amazing kid he was, and I can't say enough about him. But in his last few months of life, the cancer on his brainstem had created it so he couldn't eat. He couldn't drink. He couldn't eat. And the only thing that helped him was pot. And yes, marijuana is different than the CBD. So yes, I want to make that clear. But at that time, Jeremy had pot, and it was kind of directed by a doctor, hey, go find somebody. And so, of course, I remember sitting in Oklahoma, and we wanted to go out to eat. And all of us are like, God, Jeremy, would you hurry up and smoke it so we can go out to eat? And I think about it, and I laugh about it today. But, you know, realistically, Jeremy probably lived a lot longer than intended because of that. And holy moly, I mean, what a blessing. And so I should have been on this millions of years ago. Not millions, just 20 plus. So anyway, in my new research, it was for me to find out, I heard that the hemp oil was doing so many good things for so many people. Well, why couldn't it help my princess? What was she missing? You know? And again, all my research is focused on my daughter and not on anybody else in my family. It should be, and now is. But so what I did was I researched a bunch of companies, a lot of top companies, and all were good. All had promising reviews. All, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about, you know, the top leading companies. I really don't. But through going through different conferences and stuff, I did find a doctor because I was concerned about, you know, every single day we take in toxins, all of us. And how are those toxins affecting us? And especially, how are those toxins affecting somebody with an autoimmune disease or somebody that is like my daughter or other special needs kids? How are those toxins affecting? And I came across this great world-known detox biochemist, and his name is Dr. Shades. And originally, I just started watching him because he talked on mercury, and there was a lot of my research leading down the whole of different toxins and things like this. Well, then I found this hemp oil company that Dr. Shades is a part of, and I'm like, holy cow, this stuff has got to be amazing, because Dr. Shades has actually, you know, found a way to nano emulsify these, the CBD and his detox system so it actually gets in the body. And I was like, well, okay, I've tried all of these other big name brand companies, and it just felt like, you know, I had to take more and more to actually receive kind of that balanced level, because you want to take care of the fight flight, you want to get into homeostasis. And so then when I found this other company with Dr. Shades and I started researching it, and you know what, I'm telling you, the way that it is digested and goes into your body is so crucial. And so I started to study that because, of course, I want the best for my kid, as you want the best for your kids, special needs or not, you want the best for your family. And so it came that it is, you know, plant-based wellness, and it's a supplement, and working with, you know, closely with the most respected biochemist in the world, and non-GMO. I needed to try this. I really needed to try this. And, you know, and again, that nano emulsification just sits with me as, you know, the delivery system is where it is at. And so I went in with this, I got some of this, just like I tried the other ones, and I knew that I wouldn't have to give as much because of the delivery system, and it was going to actually go in to Ari the way that I wanted it, and I wanted to see results if there were any. And as soon as I gave it to Ari, we started seeing changes. Just a couple of changes, because I don't want to, I have other videos that are coming up, because remember, I'm ready to change the world. I am ready to share my talents and the things that I have learned, and because it makes no sense for me to sit in my house and have these all to myself, because Ari doesn't really care. She just wants to take it and be better, be a better self. But some of the things that we have seen is, Ari's speech. It's always been mumbled and jumbled, and we could understand it. But when we got her on the phone with grandmas, they didn't understand it. A few words here or there we learn. She was doing 2 or 3 word sentences, and then all of a sudden her speech went boom. And we're now doing 6 to 8 word sentences. We're now having conversations. We're now being able to watch her grow and have conversations over FaceTime with Grandpa and Grandma. And then when Dad's out of town, he can have a conversation with her. And she's understanding it. She stemmed really bad. She did this. So do your kids do this and their mouth hangs open? Well, Ari would do that, and it would drive me insane. And she especially did that when she was really tired. And I will tell you, since we have started this, I forget she even stemmed, because it's not there. And so, she also started running. And I know for most kids, learning how to run is not a big deal. But when you have a little one and those brain connectors of the 2-foot jump, did you know that the 2-foot jump is so important, because it connects something so crucial in your brain that you need that, and that crawling connects other crucial pieces in your brain? Well, anyway, we have worked with Ari for 2-foot jumps forever, and guess what? She's 2-foot jumping. Wow, brain connection there. Woohoo! So I needed to learn about this I needed to learn about the endocannabinoid system and how important it is and what we are missing. And yes, that is a hard word, and I need to get that connected in my brain. But so I enrolled into a certificate program on the endocannabinoid system, and learned a lot more there. Right now, I'm enrolled in a more in-depth program of becoming certified. It's not a certification. I'll have to get back to you guys on that, but it's a longer program, and it's going to take me a little bit longer to get through this, to get the information from it. But after learning about Ari, I found out about so many other things. We may be beautifully chaos family, but we're also a medical chaos family. My husband has type 2 diabetes. I have another young son who could possibly be pre-diabetic, and we are going through the tests for that. I have a child with asthma. I have one with anxiety. I deal with depression and anxiety that I have actually been able to get off some meds with the hemp oil. And, and then we also have, Ari's issue. So I am learning that this is my adventure. This is my goal in life, is to help others make their families a little bit more beautiful with their chaos and their medical, and to start seeing that once their child is nourished with this plant-based hemp oil, that they're going to see changes in that child and changes within their self. And so I look at this as this is my ministry that God is giving me. My ministry is that God wants me to share and educate. What have I learned from Ari? What have I become because of her? And by doing that, I am helping myself. I am helping my beautiful daughter. I am helping my handsome sons. And I am one family, one child at a time, helping them. I've helped several families already and have received so many testimonials. And oh my goodness, warm fuzzies, I'm telling you. And so I'm going to invite you on my journey. And this is going to be considered episode 1 of the journey. And I hope you take this. I hope you share this with people. I hope that you like it. I hope that this perks up your curiosity. Ask questions. And I think we can learn from one another because we all have special talents and special gifts that we need to share. And I am on a huge mission to share the benefits and the things that we can do to help all of our kids grow to the potential they were meant to be, the gifts that they were meant to be. You know, I look at kids with special needs, and you know, special needs, that sometimes I hate that term because we all have needs. We all have special needs. We all need to be cared for. We all need to be loved. And we all carry things with us and are dealing with things on a daily basis. And we can work together to overcome this. And so I just really want to thank you for taking this time and learning about my new start of my journey. I am so excited. I want to help you. I want to help your family. And in that same sentence, I'm going to continue to help my own family and continue to smile each time Ari does something different. And, oh, that brings me to something different. For the first time, Ari said, "I'll be back in a minute, Mom." And it wasn't because she was going to go pour milk all over the floor or paint my whole dining room or destroy something. She went in to the bathroom by herself, went to the bathroom, wiped herself all by herself. She went in, she put on her pull-up all by herself, and put her clothes on all by herself. And to watch her walk out with that beaming face of, "Look what I did, Mommy," brings tears to my eyes. And let me tell you, happy dance on a Monday night was what happened. And we danced, and we danced, and we celebrated. Because these are things we were told she would never do. And with the power of moms and our research machines, we'll make it happen, and we'll prove them wrong. I'll see you next time.